All right. Well, I have one of my dear friends and my very first real live, kind of on it business builder that stuck with it. Mary Burleson was in my team before, on my team rather, before Deanna, and she was amazing, but she got a new job, kind of set her business aside. And Deanna was my first person who came in and decided to go to the top and did. And it's there's a lot more to the story than that, but simply put, that's what it was. And I wanted to kick off this goal setting call because I feel like sometimes, if you're like me at all, like I literally, when we had a president, Rita Davenport, and she would say, "When are you going region?" And I'd be like, "Let me go over here and breathe in a bag for a minute, and I'll come back and tell you." I mean, I got so nervous and afraid to set a goal because I'm so afraid of failure. And in my mind, because I was in corporate America, if you set a goal and you don't hit it, you failed. So I hated goals. And it's so funny that I'm doing the goal setting call tonight. But I thought, what is it about me that hates goals? And I think it's this horrible, debilitating fear of failure. Can anybody relate to that? Can anybody relate to not wanting to be the disqualified person? You have to qualify for this. So I guess if you don't qualify for it, you've disqualified. So anyway, but I was so afraid of goals and I had very low expectations for this business. I really didn't believe in network marketing, but I loved the products. I loved people. I loved recommending stuff, but I wasn't a great business builder gatherer. I wasn't a good team builder. I stunk at it. And Deanna was really my first person that said yes to this and then, got a very big vision and just believed big. There are many, 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 many others on my team who have to date had that same journey, but she was my first one. And so I wanted to share just a little, like I was afraid, but she did not have those same issues. I had a lot of personal growth to do. She didn't. So it took me 4.5 years to promote to nation. It took her way less than that. I don't even know how long, but it was way less than that. And she didn't have that same personal growth, that same fear of failure, that same low confidence. I mean, she'd been to medical school for Pete's sake. Surely she could build a network marketing business. I'm sure that was in the back of her mind. But anyway, I wanted her to share her journey. And then I'm going to share a 90-day focus with you guys. Just, for me, the whole year, here's what I'm going to do the entire year of 2026. This is my big goal. Then it's hard for me to chunk it down. So we're going to start out by just chunking it down the first 90 days of 2026. But Deanna, would you just give us some belief and some vision by telling your incredible story?
Sure, absolutely. Thanks so much, Lisa. You guys, I'm so excited to kick off this new year with you and just for you to see what's possible. Okay. And I love it that here we are in January. And I just want you to know that, my story is also Lisa's story and it's Sharon's story because I am a part of that incredible. They are my upline, and Chris, used to be Carol Watt, et cetera. Everybody played a role, and one of the things that I love so much about Arbonne is that unlike so many other things that I've done in life, namely med school and internship and residency and all those things. In Arbonne, people are for you. Okay. They're for you. They want you to succeed because when you succeed, they are succeeding as well. And I just don't see that in very many places in this world. And so I just absolutely love that. And that spoke to me from the very beginning. I think the culture was something that I definitely fell in love with. But as I share my story, you're going to hear some elements, and you'll even hear some things that you'll see where Lisa was concerned or afraid, to fully share and so forth. And so this is sort of our journey together. I just, I came in through the products, had amazing product testimony, just like so many of you. You had amazing results and thought, wow, these products are really something. They're like nothing else I've ever tried. They've made such a difference. And maybe it's a skin issue, maybe it's a health issue, maybe it's a hormone issue, whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. You've had something like that. So I had this incredible testimony of products working for me. And I didn't know that this was a business. Okay. I actually thought that Lisa was a cosmeceutical sales rep we basically would have sales reps come into the office all the time, whatever. Like I didn't know what Arbonne was. And so I ended up with an account. Okay. Lisa got me an account. She was my account manager. And I had an account. And anytime I wanted to order something, guys, this is not how we do it today. Okay. And this is probably against the rules at this point, too. That's okay. This is the story. Okay. So I would call her and tell her this is what I need to order. And I had no idea she was placing these orders, of course, in my account, but underneath of me. And I, by accident, not knowing that this was really a business, promoted to district manager. I got a paycheck from Arbonne that was about $600. And I remember feeling absolutely blown away by that. I can remember thinking, my gosh, this is a car payment. And, imagine what this could be if I actually put some time and some effort into it. Because you guys, I wasn't. I mean, the only thing I was doing was basically, if a product worked for me and I knew it would work for somebody else, or that the potential was there that it could help them as much, I would share it. And then I would call Lisa and tell her I need to order this. And that's kind of how my business started, you guys. I didn't promote to district in a month. I didn't promote to district in 2 months. I just happened into it over the course of 3 months, most likely. Okay. They probably had reduced qualifications at that point. Pretty sure they did. So it probably was about 2000, 2000, 2000. Okay. That's how it happened. And it was that district manager check of $600 that really was enough to get my attention. And I can remember, at that point, I had been to an Arbonne presentation. I knew how much time it took Lisa to do that presentation. And, I basically, went to her and said, I figured out it was a business. I opened up one of my own orders and I saw this Ion Arbonne story. And I remember reading this story and being filled with so much hope. Okay. I remember exactly where I was standing. You know how when something impactful happens in your life and you remember exactly where you were standing? That's what happened to me when I read this story, and my heart was filled with hope that I could create an income. If this person in this story could do this, okay, then why couldn't I? We have similar backgrounds. We've got little children at the time. And what I had not told anybody was that my heart's desire was to work part-time in medicine. I wanted more time with my kids. It was killing me that they had to go to the summer camp program every single day, all summer long, and that other people took them to swim lessons and all of that. I wanted to be present. I wanted to be, involved in their lives as much as I possibly could. And medicine, because I was working 60, 70 hours a week in medicine, it just was in the way. Okay. And so if you're listening, if you're here tonight and maybe you're brand new, or maybe you've been in for a long time and you just think, I started this because I wanted something different. Okay, lean in and listen closely, because it is not too late. It is absolutely not too late. I love saying you haven't seen anything yet. We're literally just getting started with this business. And so for me, I went to Lisa and said, okay, I want to do this. Tell me what it takes. And she literally said, I will get back with you. Okay, I'll get back with you, because she didn't know what to tell me. And so she goes in her great wisdom, goes to an upline person, a sideline person. I think she had earned a coaching call, goes to this national vice president, and the national vice president says, Lisa, tell her to do exactly what you would tell anybody else. It doesn't matter that she's a doctor. And so I can remember, Lisa coming back and telling me, because I said to her, hey, my kids just went back to school. I'm not spending another summer the way I just did. When my kids get out of school in 9 months, I need to be a regional vice president. Okay. Because that's the income that I need so that I can go part-time 3 days a week in medicine, which would be, and these were my exact words, a dream come true. A dream come true. And so Lisa comes back and she tells me exactly what to do. I did not question her. I had full confidence that this would absolutely work. Why wouldn't it? And we basically got to work, and I did exactly what she told me to do. She told me to do much more than what the system was at the time. Okay. We had something called 6 for Success system, where you do 6 group presentations in a month. I didn't hear about that until I was a nation. I was sitting in a meeting with Lisa beside me as a national vice president, and I heard somebody training on this 6 for Success system. And I remember elbowing her, and I said to her, You told me 10. And she said, I know. And we're going to keep doing 10 because it's worked beautifully. She was absolutely right. She knew that I had an aggressive goal. My aggressive goal was that I wanted to be a regional vice president in 9 months. Was I willing to do 10 group presentations in 1 month to get to regional vice president, to be able to go part time in medicine, cut my days to 3 days a week in the office, and have 2 extra days a week with my small children? You better believe I was willing to do 10 group presentations in a month. And the way I figured it, 10 group presentations in a month, that's 2 a week. 2 a week. And I already knew what days I would do those. And it's 1 weekend a month. And that's what I carved out. That's exactly the plan that I had. And that's what I used to build all the way to nation, you guys. So I built to region, not literally 9 months to the day. Okay. Interestingly, I was an area manager January 1st of 2003. Okay. 2003, I had just promoted to area January 1st. That reduced qualifications, about 8,000 in volume. So imagine starting January with about 8,000 in volume. Okay. And now I want to be a region when my kids are out of school. I've got through May. Okay. That's exactly the timeline, you guys. I promote or qualified for region somewhere. I can't remember if it was 2 months or 3 months. I completed in May. All right on Lisa's tail. Okay. Because she had gone region before me. And then decided, okay, why wouldn't we go all the way to the top with this? This is fantastic. This was like a breath of fresh air to me, you guys. I didn't understand the comp plan exactly. You don't have to. All I knew was that I needed to know how to do district. And then once I got to district, I knew that, I needed to know how to get to area. And once I got to area, I, knew, okay, now I need to learn how to go region. And that's just how I did it stepwise. I learned what I needed to know that was essential for that time. I didn't feel the need to go and learn the entire plan. And so that's really how things got going. And, so I started January with about 8,000 in volume. And I ended December completing national vice president. So all in that year, I promoted a nation, and with about 240,000. Okay. We didn't need that much to complete, went way, way over it. Okay. Because of all the other people who had come on board and joined in this mission to just really make a difference, to be the difference, to be able to live a healthier life, to be able to create the life that we wanted, and to have something more. And I had so much hope for other people. I had so much just really vision for what this could be. And sometimes I think for me, one of the hardest things to get used to was I could bring somebody into the business and I could see what was possible for them. I could see what was possible. And I knew what had happened for me and what had happened for so many others. But when I could see what was possible, but they couldn't see it for themselves, I can't make it happen. They have to be able to borrow that from me for a while. Okay. But eventually they have to start to believe it themselves, or they're going to struggle. So that's really kind of how things started. This transformed my life. I can remember promoting to nation and getting my first paycheck. And yes, this is a good time to say earnings.arbonne.com to see what's typical and, all of that. This is, of course, just my story. But when I promoted to nation, I got that first paycheck and I was shocked. I had no idea. I mean, I look back and I'm like, this, I spent 8 years in college and then 3 years postgraduate training to become a family practice physician. And, here I was making an equivalent income, and I had been in Arbonne for, like working the business for about 15 months. That was crazy to me. I couldn't believe it. And I can remember Lisa coming to me in another moment where I can remember exactly where I was standing. And I said, I don't know what to do at this point. And she said, you know what? I believe the Lord wants you to have your heart's desire. What is your heart's desire? And I don't know if anybody's ever asked you that question where you truly knew that you could have your heart's desire. Okay. From a financial standpoint, your heart's desire is being handed to you literally like it's on a silver platter. And I just started crying because I had never even considered my heart's desire. I hadn't. Okay. Because I didn't feel like that was an option for me to consider. So I hadn't even thought about it. But that's where I was. And it allowed me to basically step away from medicine, raise my kids. Okay. I mean, I was the mom, I was everywhere. Okay. I had three kids in high school at the same time, you guys. That's how close, three under the age of three. Okay. And so they were so close in age, and I was literally everywhere. I was so present with them. And it's because of Arbonne that I was able to do that, you guys. And that has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. Okay. I want to go a little bit further though, and just share with you, especially if you've been in for a while. I learned very quickly that I could help three people at a time work through this plan, whether it was helping them get to region, to nation, or whatever. And so here I am, January 2004. I've promoted to national vice president. I'm a brand new national vice president. Very, very quickly, I had people in process probably right on my tail. And very quickly, I had started promoting out direct nations. Okay. By 2006, our GTC in 2006, which was in Vegas, it was completely sold out arena, absolutely packed beyond belief. And at that point in time, I had become six wide. I had actually promoted out six direct national vice presidents. And I can remember thinking, how did this happen? This, and then I would analyze it, and I saw that it was just this power of working with three people and not worrying about my business or what I needed, but basically focusing on those three and helping them get what their heart's desire was. Okay. Helping them get what their heart's desire was. And it just automatically, worked for me. So that's kind of my story, you guys. I've been able to travel internationally. I've been able to, create the life that I wanted, to be present with my kids, to just do so many things, to give back in ways that I never, ever dreamed possible, whether it's to my community, to my church, just to a variety of organizations. And that has been one of the biggest gifts, you guys. And then the other thing that has been probably one of the biggest gifts as well, is just knowing the people in Arbonne and knowing their personal stories, their testimonies of faith, their testimonies of hope, the things that have, given them life, really. And just being able to share some of those stories that are amazing, and so impactful in so many ways with other people in my life who aren't even in Arbonne. You guys, I sat just yesterday with my daughter and a group of her friends, and I was able to share an amazing story with that group of young ladies. We were actually wedding dress shopping for my daughter. And I was able to share this testimony of Michael Anderson, okay, and the ministry that he has at this point in time. And I just they were so blessed, and they were just leaning in and listening to that. And I just thought, this is because of Arbonne. This connection with this group of ladies is because of Arbonne, and it's blessed me beyond belief. Lisa has been incredible. My upline has been incredible. Sharon Metzger, you are like an angel, and just love you guys so much. And there's no place that I would rather be, and there's nothing that I would rather be doing besides Arbonne. So there you go, Lisa.
Woo! Yay! I know. I wanted to point out just a couple of things. I was really bad at Arbonne when I signed up Deanna, which you should take away that even a blind squirrel gets an acorn every once in a while. I was terrible at it, but I had decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to have conversations with people. I'm okay to be bad until I'm good. You have to be okay to be bad at it until you're good at it. And so often we quit as soon as we start doing the right things. We think it's going to be something magic. You know, let's see, the biggest reason you will or you will not hit your goals is your mindset, because you think successful people have something you don't have. Well, sure, Deanna did it. She's a doctor. Or sure, they did it. They're lucky. Or sure, they did it. They have a bigger network. Or sure, she did it. She's a pastor's wife. But if you ask successful people what their tip is, their big tip, the one thing they did, they have a hard time telling you the one thing they did because successful people are just consistent people. The reason my kid could pitch, he did have a little bit of talent, but he was out on a mound that my husband built for him in my backyard, pitching 1,000 pitches a day. And that's how he got good at it, the consistency of it. And that's how Deanna got to the top of the company. She consistently, at the time, we had one bullet for our gun, and it was group presentations. And so she did it. She did it over and over and over and over again. When people turned her down, when nobody showed up, when people thought it was stupid. I can remember the day that she shared Arbonne with the dermatologist that she was referring people to, and he gave her a verbal pat on the head. She goes, "Wow, that felt kind of bad." Right? But she kept going. She kept reaching out. She kept booking. She kept doing the things. And we lie to ourselves and say, "I don't have time to do Arbonne," or, there's so many things, I'm confused, or "I have such a busy life." Hey, everybody has a busy life. You don't get the busy award. Everybody has a busy life. I could run down my day for you tomorrow and you'd be like, "Wow, how does she even have time to do Arbonne?" But the key is consistency. It's a little bit, they're tiny actions done consistently that add up to big results. The problem is we quit before payday. And even if you tell me, "Oh, I'm not quitting," you've already mentally quit. The conversation with me is, "Oh, I'm not quitting." Yes, you are. You've already quit. How many people have you reached out to? If you don't have anybody to talk to, set up a table somewhere. I mean, there's a way to win at this business if you just keep doing the do. If you just keep doing the things with the right mindset. So consistency is so key. Successful people do consistently what unsuccessful people do occasionally. And that, my friends, is the secret. That's the secret to Arbonne. Successful people do consistently what unsuccessful people do occasionally, and we will make up every excuse. If you had to be at work, if you had a regular job, you'd have to show up. I'd have to say to my mother-in-law on Wednesday, "I can't take you to the doctor because I have to be at work." Instead, I said, "I have to take you to the doctor in the morning because I have some one-to-one set up in the afternoon." I'm in charge of my calendar. I'm in charge of when I work Arbonne, but I make sure that I work it. I'm not like, "Well, it was such a busy day. I had to take my mother-in-law to the doctor. I didn't do anything today because I had to fix supper when I got home," or whatever, the million excuses that we come up with. But if you can just take 30 minutes, it's 30 minutes. And sometimes I'm taking the 30 minutes while I'm sitting with my husband and he's watching paint dry. I mean, golf tournaments, right? Sometimes I'm in somebody else's presence and I'm just working my business, but I make sure that I work it. I work it consistently. We think it's going to be some big splashy thing. Here's my magic bullet. There isn't a magic bullet. The truth is it's doing the things consistently. It's signing people up and having them do a few things, but they don't continue doing a few things, but you meet someone through them and you keep going down that leg. Most of Deanna's people were not direct to her because she just kept working the leg. So I wanted to show you guys something really fast. Yes, it is like watching paint dry. I wanted to share my screen really quickly because this is, you guys, um, what makes Arbonne different. Sorry about that. One second, one second. There it is. So there's my whole desktop. Sorry. Hope you can't see the whole thing. It's as messy as my house. You can't? Okay. This was shared by Linda Parker. And this is why Arbonne is different from other companies out there, even these new hybrid companies that are being introduced, where most of your earnings come from what you personally sell. We definitely sell products, you guys, but Arbonne is a network marketing company, and you should be like, "Woohoo, I'm never not going to do network marketing," because it's so brilliant. It's why Deanna was able to be so present with her kids in high school. If she had to keep on, being the Amazon affiliate, changing her outfit every day, twirling around and trying to keep followers, to generate that much earnings, she'd be exhausted and she'd be shackled up to her computer or shackled up to her phone or whatever. But with Arbonne, because we're network marketing, it is lots of people doing a little bit. And if you're not sharing the business in with passion, with motivation, with excitement, then you don't understand the opportunity. That's all it could possibly be, is that you don't understand the opportunity. So you enroll three people, and this is not you enroll three people a month. This is enroll three people, sell four daily essentials bundles. You sell four and your three people sell four. Now you might have to go through some people to find the people that actually do anything. Completely part of our business. But this breaks down into the network marketing amazingness for you. It's not you. And if you have lots of preferred clients and you do a lot of PQV a month, that's super great. It's super great. But let's move it. Let's move our focus to building a team. If you help three people, like Deanna was saying, move up to whatever level, to your level, then they're going to be sharing. And if their goal is selling for a month, this is how it duplicates out. So I sell for a month. That's my bedrock commitment. And it's four daily essentials bundles. And I share with the business with people and I share with them. You'll sell four daily essentials bundles a month minimum, and you'll find three others who will share and sell four daily essentials bundles a month. Now, this can also be done in a bigger way with 30 days to healthy living. But because Arbonne is network marketing, and listen, guys, companies, because a bunch of network marketing companies were purchased by private equity and they just decided to do away with the network marketing side of their companies. Arbonne is so unique in the marketplace right now. You should be jumping up and down on your bed. I can't believe we've had sort of a wave of people leaving to go to hybrid companies, and it's so silly to me. It's so short-sighted. I have been able to earn from my success line. I still work, but I earn for helping others. I earn for sharing with them and training them and mentoring them. And so let's say I work 30 hours a week in Arbonne, I'm getting paid on 4,000 hours because of my success line. It is this freedom, this time freedom that comes from being able to leverage your time. And not every company affords that, you guys. So we have been trained in our environment today, our economic environment, to think like an affiliate marketer. Oh, I'm gonna share Amazon, me mixing my brownies with my Amazon mixer, and I'm gonna make a commission off of that. Okay, fine, but Amazon commissions may be 11%, not even that really. But how many videos do you have to make? And do you earn when people see you doing it and they start to do it too? Or do you have the opportunity to train others how to earn Amazon commission? No, you don't. They're your competition. So I want you to really, really understand this network marketing concept, because it's unique to Arbonne, and it is the most, Arbonne's compensation plan is the most fair compensation plan out there. You should not want to ride to the top on somebody else's coattails. It's this great balancing act of one person can't take me to the top of the company. I still have to be working. And the reason that that's brilliant is because the person above me, Sharon Metzger, I'm still working. So her paycheck becomes a more stable paycheck because I am incentivized to still work. So it's this beautiful balance of I get success line earnings, but I also can, I make more off of the business that's closest to me in Arbonne. It is a brilliant compensation plan. And so if we boil it down to my bedrock commitment is to sell four daily essentials or 30 days kits a month, and to find three other people. Now, I'm not going to have to find three other people a month. I'm going to find three other people who I'm going to help to find three and teach to sell four, and help to find three and teach to sell four. Then I'm going to go and sponsor more direct to me. And it doesn't work out perfectly like this. Some people quit, or some people, sell two, or whatever. But this is an oversimplification, but it is basically how this works. And look where you are. Look how this duplicates, you guys. So I'm going to find my three and teach them to sell four, and I'm going to help them find their three and teach them to sell four, and help their three sell for. And then when I am about 2 or 3 layers deep in those 3 legs, I'm going to go and sponsor some more direct to me and increase my paycheck even more. You guys, network marketing is the poor man's franchise. Network marketing is an even playing field. Network marketing says nobody's disqualified. Anybody can do this. It might take me longer because I don't have a good network. I got to go build my network. It might take me longer. We can't determine pace. Check out earnings.arbonne.com to kind of see pace because you'll see my personal growth has something to do with it. My influence has something to do with it. I may have to build those. That might take longer, but the opportunity is still there for everyone if you want it. And these consistent actions done daily, it leads up to big results. You will get disappointed. Somebody, one of your 3 will say, I'm going to get married, and so I'm not going to do Arbonne anymore. But one of their 3 will roll up to you because I've had how many people, you don't have to say this, but how many people have had people roll up to them? It's okay, right? But I might get disappointed because that my sister decided not to build anymore, but I have her people roll up to me because she's not building anymore. She's not a district, whatever. So that's brilliant because I've helped them. We have a relationship. I've mentored them. And so it doesn't always look exactly like this, but it's always brilliant if you will just not let disappointment become discouragement and know that you have the power to go meet new people, start new conversations. So to that end, I want to chunk up our 2026 in 90-day chunks because we know that when we work in 90-day increments, we see the multiplication benefit of that. And I know I'm going way long tonight, and I'm sorry, but this is our kickoff call. But I see the full benefit, the momentum that comes from that, the extra energy, people signing up and beginning to get into qualification themselves. I start to see the momentum after 90 days of consistent effort. So hold on one second. I'm going to pull up one more thing to share. And this is going to be available to you. It probably has typos in it because I'm not a good typist or secretary. Can you guys see it? Can you see it says daily goal setting sheet? Okay, fine. Awesome. So I want to do the full screen. There we go. Can you see the full screen, Christy? Yes, thank you. It's always a miracle to me when I click a button and it actually does what I'm wanting it to do. All right, so 2026 90-day goal setting worksheet. This is just a worksheet to get you thinking. Will you get yourself thinking with me? Will you lean in and let me tell you that God has plans for you in Arbonne? They're big plans to influence people and to make their lives better, to help them, to show them a way out of their stress, out of their financial situation. You can show them a way to do this. That Arbonne is our products are like standalone. We help people change their own lives through nutrition. You're going to do that. You're a giver, not a taker. You're the person who sticks with it. You're not a quitter. You're a finisher. So this is you. This is you. So step into it and decide it. So the success secret is fanatical consistency. I know that sounds crazy, like, oh my gosh, I've got so much on my plate already. I'm talking about 30 minutes of fanatical consistency a day. I'm not suggesting that you're going to throw your family under the bus for Arbonne, but you know, and I know that if I look back over 2025, I did not practice fanatical consistency. I did it, and then somebody, they were going to order a bunch, and then they didn't, and then I got depressed, and then I had all these parties on my books, and then they canceled, and then I got discouraged. You know, and I know that things affected it. So will you pinky promise yourself that you will achieve fanatical consistency? It might be 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It might be 30 minutes. It might be an hour. Maybe you don't have kids at home and you can spend a couple of hours a day. But you are going to decide that no matter what, you're going to do something for your business every day. So you're going to use this worksheet to clarify your vision, to set intentional goals, to create simple daily actions that move your Arbonne business forward. So my why, the purpose before the paycheck. It's not really, you guys, there are a lot of ways to make money, but there are only a few ways to make a life. there are a lot of ways to make money, but there are only few ways to make a life. You don't want to be connected to leadership that is all about the money. You want to be connected to leadership that is about helping people make lives for themselves that they actually want to live. And that's what Deanna was talking about tonight. So when your why is strong, your follow through is stronger. If you just say, I want to make a little extra money, but think about $500 a month, that's like a bonusing district going area money. I say everybody should go area. You should work to get to area, even if you don't want to do more, because area, you can will your Arbonne paycheck at that point, your account rather. And it starts to be meaningful, but I can be having a $500, I'm talking override check here, not talking commission. But I can do that as a bonusing district on my way to area volume. So when your why is bigger, what would you do with $500 a month? How would it cause you to breathe easier? What would you spend? Would you spend it on your kids? Does your kid want to take violin lessons, but they're already taking gymnastics and it just doesn't work out in the budget? Would you pay off a credit card? How does it feel to pay an extra $500 a month on your mortgage? Think about that. When your why is strong, your follow through is stronger. Why did you say yes to Arbonne to begin with? Remind yourself of that. Why did you even say yes to begin with? What do I want this business? What do I want this business to change for my family or my life in general? Why or who am I building this for? This is an important question for those of us who have big hearts. Maybe you are completely financially sound, but maybe you're building this because your daughter has to work a 50-hour week job and has kids, and you would love to be able to help her to learn how to do Arbonne. Maybe it's that you want to give to Michael Anderson's ministry. Maybe it's that, you want to make a big impact in the world. Many of you sent donations to my church to help us build a playground with our new building. I hope that you probably did that with your Arbonne paycheck. That was such a blessing to me. It's going to be a blessing to the kids in my county. So just think about that. Who am I building this for? And I'm not, I cannot build it just for me. That doesn't not motivate me. Maybe it does motivate you, but it doesn't motivate me. So who are you building this for? My monthly income goal, my ideal monthly income goal, this income will help me create or pay for, and I should have left more room there. I'll fix that. Step 3 is my promotion goal. This is my current level. Own it. This is my current level. I want to promote to this level in the next 90 days. What is that going to take? Why promoting matters to me. Why does it matter to me? How will it make me feel? How will it make me feel? Is it just going to be a personal accomplishment that you put that goal out there and you're not going to let it go? You're going to keep your word to yourself. How will it make me feel when I achieve that goal? And so we're talking the next 90 days. So if I reverse engineer my goal, how many PCs do I have on my team? Now, there are a couple of ways to increase your business. One is to add more clients and independent consultants. And 2 is to increase their average sale, the average sale on your team, or the frequency with which they purchase. So more people purchasing or signed up as independent consultants, multiplying themselves, increasing your average unit sale. Maybe you're a big fizz and greens person, but you're going to move that up to a daily essentials bundle. And then you're going to share with people the amazing skincare. And that is going to multiply how often they order and how much they order. So these are all ways that you can increase your business. It's not, magic. It's just math usually. So I want to promote to this level in the next 90 days. Why promoting matters to me. And if I reverse engineer that, then how many PCs do I want at the end of 90 days? How many PCs do I want at the end of 90 days? And that is going to determine your actions. Here's what I have right now. Here's what I'd like at the end of 90 days. Now, we talked about the power of signing up independent consultants. If you're going to add 4 daily essentials bundles clients a month minimum. You're going to sell 4 daily essentials bundles, hopefully to new people. Then you can think about, well, in 90 days, then how many PCs will I have added to my network? So sorry, I'm trying to get to my next page, but I just can't seem to do it. Hmm. Alrighty. Well, I'm just going to have to read it, guys. Sorry about that. So, but I'll make this document available to you for sure because it helps to think about it, doesn't it? It gives you control. You feel like you have some control over reaching your goals. So, 1 second here. Okay, how many ICs do I have on my team right now? And how many do I want at the end of 90 days? And this is important. Who am I helping to promote right now? Who's next to go to my level? Who wants it? Who's ready to go for it? Who am I helping strategize with them? Who am I helping to promote? You guys on our team, when we promoted to region, our next question was, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? You promote to area, who's next? Who's next? If the answer is nobody, then you have to go out and share more. You're not signing up independent consultants because you're number one, not talking about the business enough, or you're not talking about the business with passion. There is a lack of belief. These are the 3 things. And the lack of belief comes in when you're not going as fast as you think you should be going. And you start having negative self-talk, or you're not making as much as you wanted to make. It's taken longer than you thought it was going to take. And so you start rethinking whether this can even work or not for you. People hear the lack of belief in your voice. And you've got to nail it down that this is working for you, that you are successful. You guys, 99% of people in other network marketing companies, or maybe 80% of people in Arbonne are not even working it for a paycheck, but also other network marketing companies are shocked when you say that you actually make money because they haven't. It's crazy. When I told Dana Korn that she asked me, how much are you making? This is 24 years ago or whatever. I was embarrassed to tell her that I was making $1,800 a month in Arbonne. I thought she'll think that's nothing. Do you know what she thought? She thought that's everything. I wouldn't have to work Christmas Day as a nurse if I had $1,800 a month coming in. So it's either that you're not talking about the business enough, or you're not talking about it with passion, or you have a problem with your belief. And let me say to you what my husband said to me. I was like, I haven't made that much money in Arbonne yet. He goes, well, don't you think that you can find some people who are better at it than you are? He's so painfully honest. I was like, what? He goes, you're not that great at it. I mean, you haven't stayed consistent all this, but there are people out there at the top of the company. Do you not think you can find somebody who'll be better at it than you? And I found Deanna Osborne. So my question to you is, do you think you know everything about network marketing? Do you think, could you find somebody who is better at it than you are? Yes, they're out there, of course. Or more excited about it, or more hungry than you are. Yes. So daily income producing activities. If you think 555, I know we have the daily method sheet and all this, whatever you want to use is fine. And I'll turn this into a checklist, but I commit to completing these daily 5 new conversations. And I'm going to be finished here. I'm sorry this has taken so long, but the 5 new conversations with the 4 C's. And the four C's are compliment, conversation, connection, and conversion. Can you compliment 5 people a day? Yeah, you definitely can on social media or out and about. You definitely can compliment 5 people a day. You start 5 new conversations a day with a compliment. And it could be people you know already, or it could be people you don't know already, but you compliment and you connect it with a question, and that starts the conversation. Like, girl, you look so fabulous. That wedding picture was gorgeous. Where in the world did you get that dress? Or have you lost weight? That dress looked great on you. You compliment with a question. We're nice people. This is not dishonest. We'd be doing it anyway. I'm just doing it with a purpose, right? I'm just doing it on purpose. So I start 5 new conversations a day with the 4 C's. Can you give 5 compliments a day and ask a question? Of course you can. You're out and about, you're picking up your dry cleaning, you're at the hair salon, you're, whatever. It's on social media, your friends on social media. You start and then you can compliment your friends' friends on social media. There's no shortage of people, you guys. 5 follow-ups a day. I'm going to complete 5 follow-ups a day with these people I start the conversations with people I have in process already. It might be about the business, it might be about the products, but I'm going to be a fanatical follow-upper. But I do at least 5 follow-ups a day. Probably you have more, but I'm going to do a minimum of 5 a day. This can be done in 30 minutes, you guys. And then 5 asks to either book a presentation, a video review, or to attend an event or host an event. But 5 direct asks either to book a presentation, to book a video review, or to basically attend an event. Like we have 2 events a month on Zoom that are guest friendly, and we'll be dropping the flyers on that. So okay, whoo, I'm so sorry that was almost an hour long, but what can you do with the next 90 days if you stay consistent? What will it look like at the end of 90 days? Now, let me just share this with you. This is 2026, and I want you to mentally turn the page. And what happened last year, you celebrate all the wins, you forget, you don't should all over yourself. I should have done this, I should have done that. Forget it. You celebrate the wins, but you turn the page, and that's done. And now we're fully in the new year in 2026. And this journal that you have, this year that you have is a blank slate, and you can make it anything you want. You don't have to control things that are out of your control. That's why you get ditched and you quit. Control your controllables, which are your asks, your reach outs, your compliments. Throw your little sample bags in your purse, because I can compliment someone, ask them a question, and then give them a sample pack. Not a sample pack, but we put like a green synergy and a fizz and a tea in a bag. I call it, hey, would you like a detox for a day? Something like that. So I'm just getting people into conversation. And yes, our system is 30 to 40 faces a month where I tell the Arbonne story. But these simple tasks, the 3 5s, that's how I get to the 40 faces, you guys. Some of us are like, 40 faces, how do I do that? That's how I get there, is the 3 5s. Whether you can do in-person events or you can't, it doesn't matter. Like maybe you have a little kid and you don't have childcare, whatever. There's nothing that is a deal breaker for you. You can build your business 100% on social media if you want to. You can build your business 100% in person if you want to. You can build your business a little bit of both if you want to. We have so many tools and they all work. So think about that as you're thinking through this 90-day plan. Just tonight, we're going to start on Monday with a bang. That's tomorrow. And we're just going to see what 90 days can do, what 90 days of fanatical consistency can do. Are you with me? Would you chat I'm in if you're with me? Who can do the 3 5s? Everybody. Everybody can do them. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you're already in qual for a level under the lowered quals, you can finish. Yes, you can this month. Doesn't matter. Deanna, I have to say her one main, thank you everyone, her one main success characteristic is that she never thought she couldn't do it. I mean, if she didn't hit a goal, like she was shocked because she never thought she couldn't do it. There was nothing that was going to disqualify her. She just thought, okay, I have to go talk to more people. Okay, I have to go, okay, I have to do 10. Okay, I can carve that out. You guys, I'll leave you with this one last thing. We've talked a lot tonight about activity and goal setting and all the things. If you're barely in, like you're on tonight, just sort of not knowing, what you really want out of this, get clear about what you want. I'm going to tell you, there's nothing like Arbonne out there. There's no other company. There's no other business. There's no other company with the broad product range. There's no other business plan that is as smart and fair as Arbonne's. You are in the exact right place. I am living it. I am living it. And it is worth you saying, when will I work my business? And I'm going to be consistent with that. Whether you want to make $500 a month and get to area and be able to will it to your family, or whether you want to go all the way to the top, I know you can do it. If I can do it, I absolutely know that you can do it. Will you borrow my belief? So, well, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you, Deanna, for sharing your story again. You guys, it's so great to see everybody, and we want you to join us on Sunday nights. We're so excited to be with Sharon Metzger's team and Deanna's Success Line and everyone who's represented Dana Corn's Success Line. Love you guys so much. Our community is our secret sauce. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. Mwah! Have a great night. Thank you, Sharon.